Is up, you guys? Blood Moon Bobby here, and iOS 11 has come out, and so far it's been a pretty modest update. I think because of the new features that are coming to iPad with that new dock and drag and dropping, and that it's more like a MacBook. It kind of overhyped my expectations of what the iPhone's new features will be. And most of the new features are kind of more tech-based, just kind of nice little new touches. And if you go around iOS 11 not really knowing what's new, just going about everyday things, you might notice an interface change or two, especially with Control Center, but it doesn't really seem like that big of an update. You know, this isn't like when we went from iOS 2 to iOS 3 and 4 where they added multitasking and cut, copy, and paste and so forth. But I did some research and discovered some other niceties to these new features that aren't on the surface level, so iOS 11 isn't exactly the most user-friendly iPhone update, but that's why I'm here to explain them. So here we go. These are the top 11 new features / annoyances of iOS 11. We turn it on here. Alright, so one of the first really noticeable changes is if you go down to your Control Center, you'll notice that now everything's on their own page, and now everything is kind of a square icon, kind of looks like an Apple Watch. Obviously you can still access things like your Wi-Fi, you can access your Bluetooth here, but what you may not know is if you tap and hold on the Control Center icons, you get more features depending on what they are. So with the wireless controls, you get your airplane mode and also your personal hotspot options. And in the music, this is a really annoying one for me. I didn't know this until I found out about the tapping and holding. For your music, you get your controls by tapping and holding, and then you get your scrubber, you get your play, volume, your fast forward and rewind controls, and of course if you tap on the airdrop icon, you can choose AirPlay, I should say, AirPlay device you're using. And if you tap the play pause button, it just brings you back to your regular playback controls. So I think this Control Center update is more friendly for something like the iPhone 6s, where it has the 3D touch, where you press and hold the screen, but it's kind of not so obvious if you're using an iPhone SE where it doesn't have that. And also I should point out in the wireless section, it's good that they finally have a cellular data icon, so you could just tap that on and off every time you need cellular. For brightness and volume, you now have these new sliders to adjust the brightness and the volume. And now you can actually customize what you want in your Control Center. You may have noticed that I don't have my clock and calculator, and that's because I changed it in the Control Center options in the Settings app. So if you go to Customize Controls, you'll see now you have a whole list of new features you can put into your Control Center. So if I wanted to let's say put the timer back, and you can actually put more than 4 settings now. So when you swipe it up, there you go. Now I have my timer function here, and it takes me to the timer section of the clock app. You may have noticed the next new feature.